Good morning, everyone. So good to see you all, especially new faces. If you're new to this center, is this because, you are here because you're family members of our members here? A friend of our members? Could you please put your hands up? Thank you. And so who are the rest of you? Are you randomly happen to be here today? Yes? No? If so, you are lucky to be here today because we have this celebration together as a community. So, a world without a music. It's hard to even imagine. So much joy would just be gone. Master Sotaesan, the founder of Won Buddhism, saw music as an essential part of life. It became tradition that at the end of each retreat, time was always set aside for a talent show, where, of course, music was part of that, plus some dance. You can tell that music was part of the energy and joy of the gathering. Master Sotaesan's successor, Master Cheongsan, carried on that legacy. He valued music as part of our spiritual practice. As he once said, through music, let us help save the world. Through music, let us help save the world. So, when it comes to music to Won Buddhists, we are not kidding around. Today, we are celebrating the third annual live music concert. This year, we've given it a new name, Dharma Celebration. We've added a spiritual element to it. Meditation, we just had, a Dharma talk, this one, and a sound bath after the Dharma talk. To bring harmony, not just to our ears, but to our hearts and minds as well. So let me talk a little bit about music. When we say something is music, we are talking about certain sounds that create harmony with one another. Think about the notes, the basic elements of music. The notes on a music sheet are different, right? If every note were just do's or so's, then it wouldn't be music. But when different notes are played together, following certain rules, they create something beautiful, and we call that music. Now let's think about harmony in music. Harmony doesn't come when everything is just the same. It's actually made of differences, different instruments, different notes, and different moods. Some notes are cheerful, some are sad, some are soothing, or some are dramatic. But when they are played in the right relationship, they make something beautiful. It creates beautiful music. To some extent, life is like music. So when we live in harmony with others, with ourselves, and with the world around us, our lives become beautiful and fulfilling. So it's not about everyone being the same, but about coming together in a way that works seamlessly. Master Cheongsan often spoke of harmony, not just as a nice idea, but as a vital way to open ourselves to the good in life. So here's a quote about the importance of harmony from his teachings. He said, "Progress and advantages in the world is that which is proclaimed by the Dharma of harmony. Whether among people, organizations, or nations, success will come those who harmonize well with others. By being free of artifice, generous, and full of virtuous energy." On the other hand, those who often clash with others because they are too clever, judgmental, callous, or crude will find it hard to accomplish anything, whether big or small. Make sense? Simply put, getting along with others isn't just a good idea. It's a practical principle for living well in today's world. So then the question naturally arises, how do we actually get along with others when everyone is so different? We've all heard the golden rule, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Treating others with kindness and care is a moral ideal. But when we truly understand that we are not separate, that we are one in essence, kindness becomes not just a choice, but a natural expression of our insight. In the Dharma words, on Ilonsang, we call this Ilonsang, the circle image back there, Master Sotaesan, the founder, taught that when a person awakens to the truth of Ilonsang, the circle image, they come to see that although all things in the universe have different names and shapes, they are non-dual in essence. So realizing the truth of non-duality is an essential part of awakening. But what does non-duality actually mean in our daily lives? So let me explain it through two aspects. First aspect, finding common ground in differences. Even when we appear different, personalities, beliefs, backgrounds, or opinions, there is always something shared. So non-duality invites us to look for that common ground. To me, it is like drawing the big circle that includes all the diverse parts of life inside it. Rather than focusing on who's inside or outside, who's right or wrong, we expand our circle to include everything and begin to see the bigger picture. When we step back, when we soften our gaze and open our minds, we begin to notice what is shared. So just think about that, how big the circle you can draw to find the common ground. For example, here at the One Dharma Center, all of us ministers are quite different ages, personalities, and opinions. And yet, we are one in the sense that we all practice Master Sotaesan's teachings. We all share a common aspiration, which is to attain Buddhahood and to guide all sentient beings. This shared vow unites us. Even though we serve in the different areas of the center, we are connected by a common goal. And let's think about us right here today in this Dharma hall. We are different. I'm different from you, right? And yet, you and I are not two. Let's find the common ground, because I see the very obvious common ground that we share, which is the value of meditation. Is that true? Yes? We're sitting together in this space with that intention to quiet the mind, to awaken to the truth, and to share the joy of life. So how do we find this common ground? We have to make an effort to see it. Without making effort, it's not actually easy to see that. So look closely, look carefully. So my father carries certain stubborn traits, something I've noticed in many Korean men of his generations. Sometimes I feel frustrated when I hear him share his ideas on certain issues. But no matter what, he's my father, and I genuinely love him. So here comes my practice. When I see and meet strong, opinionated men who dominate conversations with their strong voice, I often think of my dad. In those moments, I try to embrace them as I would embrace him. So even if I feel frustrated, I do my best to see them with love, just as I see my dad. So have you ever tried seeing someone who giving you a hard time, the way you see someone you care about? One nod. Okay, because I know it's not easy. But that small inner gesture helps me respond with a greater understanding rather than react with judgment. So this, to me, is how I begin to encircle differences. The more we look carefully with love, the more we discover what we share. So when you face challenges at home, at work, in relationships, try asking, what do I share? Conflict often arises from the belief, I am different from you, which often implies, I am right. And yes, so instead of focusing only on someone else's behavior, try asking, how can I draw the circle wide enough to include them within the circle of truth? So finding the invisible thread that connects you and another person, this is the beginning of seeing the truth of non-duality. And this is the foundation of a harmonious life. Second aspect, returning to the source. So the second way to understand non-duality is not by thinking wider, but by going deeper, by returning to the source. While the first aspect is about expanding our awareness to see what we share, this one is about quietly turning inward and simply perceiving what is. The method is simple but not easy. That is, let go of the thinking mind. Set aside the urge to analyze, compare, or explain. Simply observe, without judgment, without labels. This quiet contemplation is known as koan meditation. Koan meditation. So it is not about solving problems. It's about being with what is, allowing the truth to reveal itself naturally without force. So that is why we call it meditation, not investigation. So I'd like to share a moment when this kind of stillness helped me experience non-duality in a very real way. So do you know our Dharma cat, Hammy? Many of you do, right? So it was a quiet evening before just dinner. I had stepped out of the office to rest my eyes and clear my mind. I sat on a bench near the Iron Hall, feeling the cool air of that evening. And then came Hammy. He walked over in his normal stride. He has this normal stride, waving his tail gently and sat beside me. I knew that he wanted me to play with him and patting him. So he and I stayed there. No words, no agenda. When a sound came, both of us turned to look. When the wind blew, we felt it together. We just there together. And in that quiet moment, something opened. There was no me and Hammy in an unusual way. There was just presence of being, the gentle rhythm of life, undivided. I wasn't thinking, this is Hammy and this is Ginger, or Hammy is a cat, I am not. I wasn't labeling the wind, the sound, or the feeling. I was simply perceiving with no filter, with no resistance. And in that moment, and in that state, the boundary disappeared. Not because everything became the same, of course, a cat and a human being are two different species, but because in that moment, there was no separation. I knew he and I both come from the same source, which in Won Buddhism we call the truth of Ilwonsang. This is the heart of non-duality. So in our Won Buddhist language, it is called the great, the term for the essence of all things. This stands in contrast to the small, which is that of the countless names and forms, the variety of phenomena we see in the world. To perceive the great is not to deny difference or to blur everything into the sameness. It is to see that behind every difference, there is one origin, one essence, and one life. When we recognize the great within all the smalls, the essence within the variety, harmony finds real ground. So let me conclude my talk by circling back to music. Like notes on a page, each of us has our own sound, our own role, and our own rhythm. And yet, we can play together. Let's learn to value both the diversity of who we are and the unity that holds us all. Because harmony doesn't come from sameness. It comes from remembering that beneath all names and forms, we are not two. May we place shared values above our personal interests so that our lives and communities may truly flourish. So I hope you enjoy this day of Dharma celebration and carry its spirit with you today. Thank you.